What is up, you guys? We are back with a 2024 personal best, second consecutive week of the Bad Boys Fantasy Football Podcast. It is Hayden, it is Grayson. Patrick's around here somewhere watching baseball on the couch.
You heard him? You heard him?
And we're here to talk about what's happened in the last week, what's going to happen this week, and who the hell knows what else.
Yeah, that's kind of what we do. We like to talk about things that have happened and things that will.
Sorry about that. I dropped my phone.
That was quite loud. If you weren't up, now you are.
Headphone warning. Headphone warning alert.
How about we do this, Hayden? Like we always do. Why don't we talk about the things that have already happened?
All right, let's talk about last week's results.
Can I start? Can I start with my matchup?
Are we digging into the games, or are we just talking scores?
I'd like to dig in a little bit.
All right, dig in a little
Let's just go surface level.
Yeah, surface.
I got beat. I got beat bad. Team went out there, put up a pathetic 80 points.
Who'd you get beat by?
Eddie.
Yep.
Edward. If there's any guy I want to beat me, it's Eddie. I love you, Eddie. I want the best for you. And he did that. I had stinkers all across the board. My team looks nothing like this anymore. We'll get to that. But yeah, just a non-competitive effort from me. I've got to be better. I've simply got to be better. The guys have to be better. We're going to wake up and play this week. I can promise you that.
Nice. I'll go with mine next. I picked up a victory against Davis. My team showed the hell up. I didn't have any really big booms on the week. I just had every single position showing up and doing their fucking job and doing it well. And I played against Davis, whose roster this past week was kind of stinky caca.
Yes.
But he made a big trade as well.
That's true.
Who knows? It might help his team be less stinky caca here in the near future.
Davis put up about as much of a fight as you can put up with a roster he had.
Yep.
He went out there. He did his thing. 102 points. That'll get you a win in a lot of weeks. Not this week. Davis falls to 2-4. Hayden back up to even 3-3.
Next, we got Logan besting Brayson 108 to 103.98, basically 104 if you're rounding up.
Yes.
But it was a close game, closer than the scoreboard will show you. Logan was ahead for a majority of the time. There was a chance. Patrick's pulling up a chair at the table.
Live in studio, we've got Patrick. Let's welcome him together.
Patrick Scott.
Patrick Scott, he's back.
Glad to be here.
He Scott 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Exactly.
There was a chance Monday Night Football where Brayson could come back. He needed Breece Hall to put up about 25. It looked like it could happen, but Breece Hall never found his way into the end zone. He put up 19.4 just off the back of his yardage and receptions.
Interesting tidbit, Logan's kicker putting up -1 really kept the door open going into Monday night. Something really nobody spoke of until now. But yeah, looks good. Breece Hall getting out there again, 113 yards on the ground, 56 through the air, all around.
I will say, I think it was odd that no one really realized it because it would like I said, he needed Breece Hall to score like 25. But it had Logan as a 97-96% chance to win on Monday night, which I like. Obviously, good chance to win, but Breece Hall is not the there aren't too many position players besides Breece that you would think are more likely to score 25 or more than Breece Hall. But
yeah, Buffalo's a good matchup too.
But Sleeper was right. Were they not?
Sleeper was right. They knew it was going to happen, and surely it did.
Uh-huh. Next up, Andrew had what I assume is his best week of the year against Lil Bro Alex. So he holds the Big Bro title at least until week 13, winning by a score of 137 to 104. Andrew's team showed up and showed out. He asked me for advice on who to start at quarterback. I told him Caleb Williams, who finished quarterback 1 on the week. I'll take credit for the victory.
Yeah, just an all-around underperformance from Alex. You see red up and down this lineup with a big boom from Joe Mixon, but just not quite enough to handle Big Bro.
I don't know. Alex had 30 points from the kicker and defense.
Yeah,
you got to take advantage of those. Next, Stubbs in the battle of the last place tie. Stubbs really curb stomped Rob. Rob had had a stinky poo-poo team performance. He got hammered going to the Falcons game on Sunday and didn't even take Ramondre out of his lineup.
Any punishment there for a lack of involvement there for Rob, Commish?
Nah, not this time around. If he's a repeat offender, we'll look into that.
You heard it here first. No punishment coming this week for Rob.
Mm-hmm. And in the case of it, he lost by so much that no replacement there could have made a difference.
All right, we've got live on the podcast now, Scotty P522. You want to tell us about your matchup last week?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Pat.
Did Hunter dupe us all by drafting so many tight ends that he can now start the tight end 1 and tight end 2 on the season?
It sure does feel that way.
Is Hunter him with it? People are asking.
People are asking if Hunter is goated with the sauce, and I think last week was an indication that he just might be.
Now, folks, that is one cold-ass white boy. Talking about Brock Bowers, of course. Right, fellas? Yeah. Scotty P522 with a fumble.
Yeah, just like my team.
Sounds like James Connor's on the podcast, right, guys?
Oh, now that's too much.
Now, here's the thing. We're all giving Hunter a lot of credit. Was it smart drafting 4 tight ends? No. The answer is still no. Was it smart drafting 2 tight ends? Yes. Yes.
Smart? I don't know. Did it work out so far? Yes.
Big brain move. Grabbing George Kittle and grabbing Brock Bowers. I will give him that was smart.
The 2 tight ends he drafted, first and second, were smart. Drafting 2 tight ends, in general, not smart.
I would argue, though, I don't know when he drafted Brock Bowers. I don't remember what round.
8th.
What wide receivers are in that area that, that are outperforming Brock Bowers?
No, great value. But the problem,
think about it, when you think about it.
I don't think any.
The problem you see
and he can start him at flex, and then when one of them's on bye, he'll still have a top 2 tight end regardless.
The problem
time
you
on
see
the play,
here is
the pick right after was Brian Thomas Jr.
Okay, so there were receivers there, but still, I believe Brock Bowers has had a better season than BTJ. But the problem we see here is David Njoku.
He hasn't.
David Njoku and Dallas Goedert
Brian
are
Thomas
rotting
Jr.
away.
has had a better season.
I don't think so.
Hunter's had a better season than everyone, so.
Yeah.
That's true.
David Njoku and Dallas Goedert just sitting on his lineup and a spare defense. It's just this is not typical fantasy football play. And it's working.
Brian Thomas Jr. has actually scored about 10 more points this year than Brock Bowers.
All right, I stand corrected.
Pretty sure Hunter is like the leader scoring the league by like 100 points, or like 50 or something like that.
Yeah, this week did numbies for him because Alex went out there and pooped his big boy pants, only scoring 100.
Yeah, what a fart sucker.
Yeah.
So the standings are as follows after last week.
Excuse me.
You done?
No.
First place, Hunter at 4-2. Second place, Alex at 4-2. Third place, Logan at 4-2. Fourth place, Andrew at 4-2. Fifth place, Eddie at 4-2. Sixth place, me at 3-3. Seventh place, Grayson 3-3. Eighth place, Patrick 3-3. Ninth place, Brayson 2-4. 10th place, Davis 2-4.
Andrew again.
11th place, Stubbs 2-4. 12th place, Rob
488 points for.
That is crazy. I thought my team sucked.
Yeah, he is.
Rob's my friend, man. I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm going to back Rob here too. That was what I want to call for. We let you on the podcast for one
220 points less than Hunter.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough. That's almost 40 points a week.
Mm-hmm.
I love how I was like, Hunter's the league score by 100. It's the league score by like 30.
Yeah. That shows you how much Patrick's been paying attention to fantasy football this year.
And
get that guy a map.
Still in the playoffs.
That's true. We got the podcast host rounding up the end of the playoff with an 8, 7, and 6 spots. That's kind of where we want to be, fellas. Are we wrong?
Nope. We're right.
Don't want to get that first round bye. Be rusty.
No. You want it, it's like playing in the wild card.
Rest versus rust.
It's like playing in the wild card and in the MLB, right? You want to get that time for your team to warm up, and that's what we're doing. We don't want a first round bye. We don't want to be top of the board. Let's stay where we're at. But if I want to get to 1, Like, I probably will.
Update: we don't have buys in redrafts. I found that out just now.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. So,
Do we not?
No,
We don't
that's
have buys?
Dynasty.
In the playoffs?
Yeah.
No.
It's
Okay.
just
Eight
1
team
week,
playoff.
8 teams.
Okay.
No.
Well, either way, we don't want. Can I not just be happy with where we are?
Yeah.
You should be, dude. You
For
deserve
God's
it.
sake.
You deserve it.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Should we dive straight into waivers, trades, waivers?
Yeah, I think we should actually.
Cool. We will start with the waivers and then go into the trades. It's a lot. There were a lot of waiver claims this week. 17 waiver claims. We'll start at the most expensive and work our way down. Stubbs dropped $31 on Demario Douglas. Stubbs dropped $31 on Gerald Judy. Edward dropped $11 on Sean Tucker. Brayson was the lone bidder at $11 on Kimani Vidal.
Kimani Vidal.
I bid $7 on Zach Charbonnet. Andrew, $6 on Juju. Rob, $5 on a kicker. Rob, $5 on a defense. Patrick, $4 on a defense. Grayson, $4 on Isaac Rindo. Logan, $3 on a kicker. Brayson, $2 on a defense. Alex, $1 on start of the week. Dalton, I forgot his name right there. Is it Dalton Schultz?
Dalton Schultz, yeah.
I'm going to say Dawson. I bid $0 on Blake Corum. Grayson, Kenneth Gainwell. Brayson doing his big brain move of dropping a kicker and holding a player for 2 days with Trey Benson.
James Conner did get a little banged up last game, so.
Yeah. He had cancer. I think he's going to be fine from a little boo-boo.
Shout out cancer.
And then Alex picked up a defense.
Let's get to what everyone really wants.
Let's get to the important stuff.
All right,
So,
let's start from the first trade.
The trades
this
were
week.
flying. Grayson, this was your trade. Sorry about Patrick, you guys.
Yeah, certainly.
Grayson, you want to talk us through your trade here?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get into my trade with Rob.
Get into it, yeah.
So Tyler Lockett, Kareem Hunt, Marvin Harrison Jr. in exchange for a newly acquired weapon for Josh Allen, Amari Cooper, and Jordan Love. I've been struggling this year to get solid production out of the quarterback spot. Dak Prescott has been average at best, but definitely not giving me any sort of advantage there. So I knew I wanted to get Jordan Love off of Rob. Trade talks kind of started with that. He wanted Tyler Lockett. I figured with Marvin Harrison a little banged up, and also just I think if you watch Marvin Harrison, and Hayden, I know you're a dynasty owner of Marvin Harrison, and you watch him play, he just does not look very good right now. And not to say he won't be good. I think I'll go as far to say he probably will be pretty good. But it seems like he drops a lot of the 50-50 balls. It seems like he's always pretty slow off the line. And he's just a hard guy to kind of watch and root for consistently.
I personally haven't watched him too terribly hard. There was the one game where he snapped that you and I were watching it here. And then his first game, he looked bad.
And the thing about even the games that he snapped, that the one where he really snapped, every catch he had, it was only 4 receptions. They all came in the first quarter, and then after that he wasn't targeted again. And then the next 2 games, pretty much everything in the first quarter he got a touchdown, and then that was it. So they're definitely not force-feeding him the ball like I would have hoped they would have. And then obviously, personally, I think Amari Cooper is better rest of season now in Buffalo. I think he's going to have a better role, and I think his floor is going to be about what Marvin Harrison kind of averages. So I thought it was a good move on my end. Kind of blew up some of my depth getting rid of Lockett and Hunt.
I think it was a good move for you. I don't love it for Rob. I was telling you earlier, in his situation, I think what you have to do is whatever value you have on the bench, trade it away and get it into your starting lineup. And this was kind of the opposite. He traded away 2 of his better pieces in his lineup for more depth, which is like, I mean, you can look at it both ways, but this isn't the way I would have went about. Like, I think like you can at least hold out hope that Amari Cooper turns into a wide receiver 1 in Buffalo, and that Jordan Love continues to be Jordan Love. And then patch together the rest of it. I don't think Tyler Lockett or Kareem Hunt are really dependable weekly starters.
I think Kareem Hunt will be fine, but the problem is like Isaiah Pacheco is coming back, and it's only a couple weeks away when he does.
Yeah.
So for me, it wasn't worth kind of because as of right now, most of my trade talks, everyone has wanted Kareem Hunt kind of tossed in there, and I felt like to get the deal done, to go out and get rid of him, I was comfortable doing it. And like you said earlier with Amari Cooper and Rob's team, it seemed like kind of what he needed to happen was obviously Amari Cooper to get traded. That was a huge positive for his team. So he obviously might not have seen it that way, being willing to let him go. Obviously, I'm appreciative that he did, but yeah, I can see the argument of maybe he should have let Amari Cooper kind of develop.
But yeah, at least see what he had there. But let's hop into the big dog, into the big mega trade. Me, Grayson, and Davis, after quite a while, probably the last 3 or 4 weeks, trying to figure out some kind of trade. Mostly that involved Travis Kelce and Jamar Chase.
For context, this was us trying to figure out separate trades. So Hayden was working separately to get Jamar Chase or Travis Kelce. I was also working separately, which is kind of how this trade turned into the monster that it was, because we had both individually had so many players involved in these conversations that getting a big trade like this was a little bit more simple than maybe it appears from the outside.
So why don't you go ahead and break it down, Grayson? I was trying to think about the best way to say it in my head, and I feel like there's no way to say it coherently. So you give it a shot.
I mean, the best way that you can break down this trade is obviously from Davis's point of view. His best players being Travis Kelce and Jamar Chase. Honestly, even Aaron Jones. He kind of gave up his whole kind of bread and butter of his team for basically just new players and new points kind of spread out a little bit more evenly, so to say. So I guess the way I look at it, the way he looked at it is he was 2-4, a struggling team fighting for a playoff spot. Why not kind of blow everything up and get some new guys to root for, and maybe kind of make a run at it. I'll speak on kind of my portion, and then you can speak on yours. But yeah, the biggest reason I was in on this was obviously Jaden Reed after getting Jordan Love. I really wanted that stack, and I knew that Hayden was trying to not necessarily trade him away, but he definitely had the receivers available to do so. So I hit him up individually about Jaden Reed, and then we kind of worked it out. So I ended up giving up James Cook, my favorite player in the entire world, which hurts. It hurts so bad. I stay up at night thinking about it. Zay Flowers, who I think I kind of sold high on. I'm not too upset about that.
Way to go. Way to think you sold high on Zay Flowers.
Yeah, I mean, I think
that's what it's about. That's what it's about, right? Is finding these players that are overperforming and trading them to other people. That's fantasy football.
And it could be the opposite. Zay Flowers could genuinely be on the way up, and he could kind of keep some of this success. But as a guy that has had him in my lineup pretty much since week 2, the Ravens don't want to use.
I'm sorry, guys. It's just gonna. I'm sorry.
It's that time of year.
Yeah.
The Ravens don't want to have to use Zay Flowers. They want to run the shit out of the ball with Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson. So I think kind of as the season goes along, the matchups become maybe a little less juicy. Zay Flowers gets phased out a little bit more. Maybe not, but I got Jaden Reed. I got Michael Pittman. I'm okay with it. I'm not stoked about the deal, but it's fantasy football. Can we just have some fun?
Yep.
Yeah, that's facts.
Right?
That's facts.
I traded away 6 players to get 4. Basically to get 2. But it was I traded away Jaden Reed, Debo Samuel, Tank Dell, DeAndre Swift, Chuba Hubbard, and Braylon Allen to get Jamar Chase and Travis Kelce. They were not 99% of the reason for the deal. Also got Aaron Jones and his handcuff Ty Chandler out of it. I drafted an abundance of receiver depth, and I was stuck with a bunch of guys that were ranked wide receiver 18 through like 26 guys that would be starting wide receiver 2/flexes on a lot of teams in the league. So I've been working hard, working diligently to find my victim.
I
Figure
think
out who I could trade for, and at long last it happened. It took a lot of guys. It took a whole lot of guys.
we've got guys. I think that we basically all did this in this trade. We kind of all affected our depth a little bit at all these positions. Obviously, Hayden probably more so, but he had the most amount of depth. Obviously, giving up guys like Tank Dell, Chuba, and DeAndre Swift, those were solid depth pieces for him. But at this point in the season, kind of way I look at it is like, yes, depth is awesome. I love depth. It's great to have. But if my lineup were to stay healthy, then I think I've got a good shot at it. So we'll obviously see how it goes.
Yep. And then the most recent trade that happened right before we hopped on to record this podcast between Andrew and Rob.
Yes.
Andrew, welcome to the Traders this
Yes.
year. People slow are
The Trapists.
welcome to it. It's a slow growing team. People are slow to adopt trading new technology they have out there,
Yep.
I guess. But Andrew traded away Najee Harris, Chase Brown, and Trey McBride to Rob for Marvin Harrison,
Junior.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, Junior.
Yeah,
This is
Marvin
not-
Harrison Jr., Christian McCaffrey, and Tyler Algier. How funny would that be if Andrew accidentally messed up and traded for the regular Marvin Harrison? That'd be crazy. But
Wouldn't
this is more in line with a trade that I think Rob should have done as opposed to the Amari Cooper trade. Because this is, in essence, has now traded Amari Cooper for these guys. But he gets rid of Christian McCaffrey, which I think was very necessary for Rob. 'Cause by the time Christian McCaffrey is playing football again to the point where you want to start him on your fantasy team, it would probably be too late for Rob to get into the playoffs at that point anyway. So a move that needed to happen. Marvin Harrison might not be playing this week either, and Rob needs points in the lineup now and not later. So traded away Marvin Harrison, got some solid running backs, got top 3-4-ish tight end in Trey McBride, probably one of the 4 tight ends that you would be happy to have right now in fantasy football.
Yeah, and I kind of disagreed a little bit. I guess the way I look at it is Rob should have traded McCaffrey probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think after he got Jordan Mason, he wanted to hold on a little bit longer. But at this point, I think it's a double-edged sword. I think for Rob to make any sort of run at it, he needs a guy like Christian McCaffrey, but also to get him in a position to even make a run at it, to get in the playoffs. Like Hayden said, he kind of had to trade him away. So
you can't win the championship without making it. Yeah, sure. If Rob wants to make sure to win the toilet bowl, he should have kept Christian McCaffrey. He would have been a shoe-in for
But
that.
I guess to me, what's the difference between getting in the playoffs and getting bounced week 1 and just winning out of the toilet bowl?
Well, you don't have
You
to
get
worry
in the
about the toilet
playoffs.
bowl.
Yeah.
You just say you made the playoffs.
Yeah, you simply can't win the championship without getting around one of the playoffs.
I hear
It's
you.
impossible.
I hear you.
Impossible to do it.
No, I hear you.
Hey, man, survive in advance, too.
Yeah,
All you got to do is win one. The next thing you know,
It's fantasy
you
football.
win one more. Next thing you know, you're in the championship.
Whoa, good
Just like
point.
that.
It's
Just like
fantasy
that.
football.
Good point. Patrick, give us your quick thoughts on these trades going through. You've been quiet. You've been a quiet baller this year. Obviously, I've reached out for a couple trades you were not interested in. No problem at all.
Why don't you guys discuss one live on pod?
I don't really know if there's any to be had right now. I think at one point there was some equal value there with Saquon and Amon Ra, but Patrick didn't have enough receivers to make that work. So it was kind
That's what I'm saying.
of we had players that had the right value to switch, but it would have hurt Patrick's starting lineup more than it would have helped.
That's facts.
So
I saw y'all's. I was just sitting there. I was at a work conference this past weekend. I was just laying in my hotel bedroom watching YouTube videos when I got a sleeper notification that a trade had gone through. And I opened it up to my entire phone screen containing the players in the trade. And my first words out of my mouth were, "What the fuck? These motherfuckers are nuts."
I
That was
died.
bad.
Whenever I first plugged that trade into Sleeper and I just saw how fucking big it was, I just died laughing.
I also just knew that you like said the group chat whenever you said like history, and I just knew you were sitting there like fuck yeah.
That was
These motherfuckers never do a trade as big as mine.
That was our
always,
sales tactic for getting
yeah.
Davis in there. Is just saying shit like, "You want to be a part of history."
You want to be part of something that people will talk about for years to come.
You want to be a part of something bigger than
You
yourself.
will never be forgotten after this trade.
Oh man, it would have been. I wish we could have the trade. We all hopped on a call, us two and Davis, to discuss the trade.
Probably about
and
an
I
hour.
wish we had that recorded.
Yeah.
What was I put together a great sales pitch about why Davis needs
Bro,
to
PowerPoint.
about why Davis
Yeah, this
needs.
is funny.
This is even funnier now that I think about it. About why Davis needs to trade away Terry McLaurin for Debo because Terry is going to be on bye the first week of the playoffs. The way the trade worked out is Davis ended up keeping Terry McLaurin, who has that week 14 bye. Also trading for
Zay Flowers.
Zay
and Tank
Flower and Tank Dell, who both also have week 14.
Bro, that's crazy.
Dell. And I believe, was it the Colts?
Yeah, and his quarterback,
And his
Anthony
quarterback.
Richardson, has
Oh
a.
my god.
So
That's
this
a-
is the definition of fight your way, get in the playoffs, and then let's hope for a miracle.
It was because I gave this whole pitch, and then he kind of realized like 10 minutes later, he's like, wait, Zay Flowers is a week 14 bye.
Yeah.
I said, can't worry about week 14. Can't worry about the playoffs till you're there.
There's a big bridge to build until we get to week 14. The whole time I'm texting Hayden in the background, hey, cut the bye week talk, because I know
Get that
I know
out of here.
for the second he realizes that his 3 receivers are on bye, this trade could fall through. But
Oh, what would you guys have done if y'all did that trade and then like our trade just there was zero reaction, like nobody said
Yeah.
a fucking word in the group?
that would have been funny. What was it? That was a dynasty trade. It was like Brock Purdy or something.
Yeah, and you just texted me.
I was
and
like,
we're
what
like,
the hell? Nobody.
did we do something wrong? Nobody reacted.
Yeah, I like when trades, maybe they're not lopsided, but I like when people feel like they are.
Yeah.
Or
because
just
it-
when somebody just comes
Well,
in.
our
hate
issue is
fleeced.
Yeah, and I love that's the whole that's fantasy football, folks.
is because Stubbs and Brayson don't fucking play anymore. They were the main ones complaining about that shit. Stubbs main number one.
Yeah, to me it's like I just want to trade. Like I feel like I spend
trade.
so much of like my mental capacity like wanting my team to do well. Yeah, I obviously just rooting for football, and it's like I don't want to sit here and just root for the same guys for 14, 15 weeks. I'd rather make some moves. I'd rather make some trades. Even if you think I lost it, that's okay. It's fantasy football, folks. This is my life.
This is the reason I wake up in the morning.
Let's go on to week 7 matchups. How about it?
Week 7 matchups.
We got the game is also starting. We could take a quick break and get that started up, and then we'll be back with the week 7 matchups.
That's true. We will be back. You won't even notice. Told you we wouldn't notice. You wouldn't. Told you you wouldn't. Told you. Told you you guys wouldn't even be able to tell we were gone for a second.
That's
We're back to talk about the week 7 matchups. The Broncos just went up by a field goal over the Saints in the stinky poo-poo game of Thursday night. Week 7 matchups.
Oof, I just let out some serious fart, fellas. Yes, sir.
Match you real quick, brother.
Hayden
It's
just,
just like your asshole collapsed.
Hayden just broke his femur. All right, I'll start. This is my matchup. We'll start with severe underdogs going into this week. 46% chance to win. That's what the Broncos playing currently. I don't know. This is one of those things where I just, whatever. I'm going to root for my team.
Really?
Yeah, obviously that's going to happen. It looks like Cooper Kupp's going to play. Tucker Kraft's sit of the week. Check out my article. Jonathan Taylor, he will be back with Anthony Richardson, who makes that team a lot worse. He also was coming off an injury, so I think he might be in a bit of a disappointment. I'm just going to root for my team. Again, Saquon revenge game against the Giants. Montgomery in a high-scoring affair with Minnesota. Jaden Reed against Houston. That'll be fun. Amari Cooper with his new squad. Zach Ertz, start of the week. Read my article. And then I think Jalen Waddle even has a pretty good game. So I'm going to root for my team. I'm going to do that, and I don't care what you guys even have to say about it.
Were they actually your starters of the week?
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Hey, I'm going to pick Logan to beat you.
Yeah, I figured you would.
What about you?
I'm picking myself.
Stupid as shit. I'm playing Andrew this week.
Well, does Patrick not get the pick or something, or is he just chop C?
Who do you think's going to win, Pete?
I'm going to take Logan, man. Sorry.
That's dumb of you.
He has a lot of good players.
Yeah, name one.
Jonathan Taylor.
Hurt, dead. He'll be dead by Sunday. I can bet on that.
I have anything to say about it.
I'm playing Andrew, right?
All right.
So right
fine.
now,
I pick Andrew.
He's actually got Javonte Williams playing right now. He's got 2.1 points right now. Decent start. But he has Marvin Harrison Jr. in the lineup, who is still in the concussion protocol. He did get in a limited practice today, but he might not play. Andrew doesn't have a tight end currently. And I've got better players. Plain and simple. I take myself to win.
So you threw JMO in the lineup.
Huh? Yeah. CeeDee Lamb's on bye.
I want to take Andrew to spite you.
You can. Do it all you want. Do you care about your journalistic integrity or revenge?
Revenge.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take Andrew.
Now, what do you actually think will happen?
Andrew, by 50.
All right. If Sydney Sweeney walked in that door right now and said,
I take you.
All
bets are off.
You can only lick my boobs if you pick this game correctly.
Oh, God, I'd get... Ooh. No, still Andrew. I take it back. Because that would never happen, guys, and we know that. I've asked. I want her to be part of this podcast. I do.
Beep, 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 beep. That's my gaydar going off, detecting someone who doesn't want to lick boobs.
I'm going to pick Andrew solely based on that comment.
We got crickets! We got 2 on Andrew for the absolute whiff by Hayden.
God damn.
Yeah, what a slow progressing joke.
I was going to say,
wasn't
that
even
should
funny.
develop so slowly.
We got 2 on Andrew.
What was the point of the slower beeps then getting faster?
Because I was locating his ass. I'm getting closer to him.
You were not moving at all.
It sounds like
It's an audio. It's an audio.
It's an audio show.
It's an audio show. We're not through the proper medium for movement.
We've got Alex versus Davis.
Fucking Christ.
We've got Alex with AK going on right now.
Who are you playing in this game right now? You have 10 points. Oh, you got the Broncos.
I got the Broncos dick. We got Alex. He's got AK playing tonight. I think it falls on the back of Alvin Kamara tonight. Honestly, I think if he gets off to a poopy butt crack start, then Davis has the momentum, and he could actually win this game. Look at Davis up there with a winning projection this week. That people were saying,
Alex
doesn't have a
in his
kicker
lineup
currently.
because he has the best kicker in all time.
So yeah, obviously Davis is going to be projected to lose after this, but I'm going to go with Davis. He's got a lot of my guys on his team.
Yeah.
So
Davis's team looks real familiar, and I like them for some reason.
Yeah, his flex and his RB1 are 2 guys that I am high on.
Yeah.
You guys think that Alex spelled midget incorrectly on Kyler's name on purpose, or you think he just doesn't know how to spell midget?
I think he doesn't know how to spell midget. I think he also spelled
Maget.
parlay incorrectly for Ridley. He put parley. I noticed this. I noticed all this like week 1.
Bigot and Parley.
Miggett and Parley. Oh, that sounds like a drink name at a coffee shop.
Oh, God. Get the iced Bigot and Parley.
Get the iced Miggett and Parley.
I'll be taking Davis simply based on the fact that he knows how to spell.
Yeah, I'm going to take this. I'm going to take the spelling bee champion.
I don't know. These guys, Davis has never been the hottest speller either.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Well, I'm still going to take the current spelling bee champion in this matchup.
Yeah. The superior speller.
Parley.
You know, I kind of prefer picking games this way.
Yeah,
where we have no reason behind them.
Yeah,
we just
fun.
find something we don't like about the other person.
Imagine going through and trying to make everyone laugh by giving all your players nicknames and spelling them wrong.
And we're laughing because of how stupid you are. Okay, all right. We got Stubbs and Rick.
Well, what's even funnier too?
Go ahead.
He looks.
Don't whiff on this one.
Every time he sets his lineup, he looks. Fellas, come on. Guys, come on. We're past the gate, all right. Every time
Dynasty in
every time Alex sets his lineup, he sees those words.
That's true.
Not once has he thought, that looks wrong.
Parlay.
Parlay is silly because you know you just got it later. But midget, it's just like sounded out. Just
Midget.
You think you went back and forth between the G and the J?
Jay's
Jet.
Jay seems wrong.
All right, Alex. I'm sorry, man. That's just
All right, yeah, that's just good fun. You
That's
know,
just fun.
we're gonna make fun of you if you do something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, we got an absolute close matchup here between Stubbs and Patrick.
Yep.
Luckily, we have Scotty P52 on the podcast. Let's go ahead and get your take on this game.
I don't think Stubbs stands a fucking chance in hell.
Oh, let's go.
Keep that shit as fucking stacking a bean with you boys.
Bing, bing, bing.
Yeah, go
Talk your
Go
shit.
ahead.
Let me go ahead and go down his lineup. Josh Allen.
go down on his lineup real quick.
Make it slow. Do
Go
it
down on
sensually.
stuff.
Probably not. You know, whatever. He's okay. Devin Singletary, not good at football. Zach Moss, sit him of the week.
Sit him of the week.
Sit him of the week.
You must be reading my articles.
That's what I am doing. Sit him of the week. AJ Brown,
Good.
he's good at football. Wandale Robinson.
More like gay fag tomboy son.
Exactly my word. Sam Laporta, no, fucking whatever. Jacoby Myers, who's throwing him the ball?
Me.
Aiden O'Connell.
Aiden O'Connell.
He's also just
Yeah.
missed his second straight day of practice.
Nice. So who's he gonna start in his place? Fucking
Jerry Judy.
Raheem fucking Pop Tart.
I think he'd be
Mario Douglas.
I think he'd be
probably.
an idiot if he didn't start Demario Douglas. in
But
his
we know
spot
for a fact
Douglas.
Stubbs isn't listening to this podcast.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
that's his shitty team. Here's mine: Baker Mayfield, number 2 quarterback in football.
Hold up.
Brian Robinson got shot, still plays football, scores
Go ahead.
touchdowns. James Conner beat cancer, still plays football, scores touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown, way better than Sam Laporta.
His dad was Mr. Universe.
Drink Coca-Cola.
Also a thing. Caught 200 passes a
Text
day.
him on.
Text him drink Coke.
Put down that Gatorade.
Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins is dead or something, so he's gonna get all those.
Had sex with Cardi B while she was pregnant.
Did that as well.
That's true. High five the baby.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts ran a great combine.
You know what people are asking is, I saw this on PMT.
Kyle Pitts was hurt during.
Was Stephon Diggs the new man on the Minnesota Vikings? Wizzo.
Was he?
Stephon Diggs.
I don't think so. I don't think he was on the team then. I think he was a Bill.
Well, maybe it's like he's a new man because he's a Bill now, but he was on the Minnesota Vikings.
I thought the
At a
line
comma.
was saying like, I got
And a
a,
comma.
I got a new man. I got a new man.
I got a new man. Yeah, no, good
Just
point.
remixes the song. Yeah, Christian Watson, good, coming back, you know, whatever. Young Wei Koo, best kicker in football, can't convince me otherwise. Rams defense going up against, who's that quarterback again?
Aiden O'Connell.
Exactly. So
They're about to ram that
Yeah.
D all up in Aiden
So
O.
I
Yeah.
got a that's a good one. I got a good feeling that I'm gonna win this football game.
My money's on Big Stick Rick.
Yeah, I've got Rick 2, Zach Moss, Sit 'em of the Week. Brian Robinson is my adjacent stardom of the week. My stardom of the week is Austin Eckler, but kind of applies to both. So yeah, I got Big Rick. Also, Stubbs respond to a trade.
Yeah, you ass. Next, Edward versus Brayson.
Epic rap battles of history.
Brayson is currently up 7-0. He has the Saints defense, who Bo Nix is torching right now. He
Sure.
just crossed the 50-yard line for the second possession in a row.
Take a word.
Um,
No, you.
I like the hell out of Eddie's team.
Okay.
Malik Neighbors is back.
Okay.
Bijan Robinson, him. Joe Burrow, him. Tank Bigsby, wait and see. Mark Andrews,
I am going to disagree with you wholeheartedly with
Retreat.
my entire heart. I think Brayson wins this easily. I'll say it. There's a real. I don't have to say. Brees Hall is in his flex.
yeah.
Brayson's got some ball players.
Got JSN up against ATL Ho. Devontae Smith against the Giants. Pat Fryermuth, who's actually in a better matchup than a lot of people would think, playing the New York Jets.
Go ahead.
Through my tight end research that I did earlier, it's actually a good matchup.
Why is that?
Because it is, and because I said so.
Oh.
And I don't remember the exact stat, but they were up there on most fantasy points given up to tight ends. Correct me?
The data indicates. I mean, the red NYJ on Sleeper indicates otherwise, but.
Well, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Maybe it's a vibe thing. And also, Russell Wilson might come back in. Russell Wilson, better passer than Justin Fields?
Question mark?
Maybe. You surely can't run against the New York Jets unless you're Ray Davis.
The Jets have allowed the 9th least points to tight ends.
Fuck. All right, forget everything I said. I am taking Brayson.
Retweet.
You know what that means? That means Patrick agrees with me.
I got Edward.
This is what the kids say.
Next, we got Rob versus Hunter.
This is the bookend matchup. The 1 versus the 12.
Mm-hmm. Rob has made some moves to get a bit more scrappy, get more in the fight. It's hard to look at Hunter's roster and be like, nah.
Yeah.
So Hunter.
But I'm going to do the exact opposite here because I think I think Rob's going to win. Yeah, I just think Rob's going to win. I don't have any reason behind that. I think Rob deserves a win. I think at the very least he's 1-5 and he's at least out there making moves. So for that, I think the fantasy gods are gonna applaud him this week, and he's gonna pull off the upset.
I'm gonna go with Hunter.
You guys are fucking sheep.
It's just Hunter. All of the matchups are just bright green. All of the players' names are like Justin Jefferson is a name that's on. Lamar Jackson's a name.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Godwin's a name. That's Brock Bowers, George Kittle. All names that are on here. Justin Tucker. Starting the Vikings defense against Detroit, which is kind of silly, but.
He's got some.
What's high digress?
Who does he have on his bench?
Brandon Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk.
I thought he had a defense on his bench.
Packers
the
defense.
Packers.
Packers against Houston. Pick up a defense, man. Pick up a defense. If you're listening, pick up a defense.
And that's it. Those are the matchups.
Those are matchups for the week 7.
And is that the podcast?
That's it, unless we want to call someone in.
Oh, yeah. Pick a number.
All right, so here's what we're doing, everybody. I'm going to spin a wheel numbered 1 through 12. Whatever it lands on, we're going to call that person based on their rank.
There is a 25% chance it's someone at this table.
Oh. Then we'll pick someone else. Number 6, that's one of us, correct?
That is me.
All right, we'll spin it again. Oh, wait, no, that's 9. Number 9, that's Patrick.
No, that's Brayson.
All right, we're calling Brayson live on the pod. We're going to get his take on his matchup. We'll keep you guys here for the whole process.
There we go. Brayson Farmer.
Brayson Farmer, a.k.a. at Lumberjack.
He's gonna pick up and be like, I don't want to trade.
Dude, leave me alone. I gave up.
What's up, man?
What's up, Brayson? You are live on the Bad Boys Fantasy Football Podcast.
You're the lucky winner of a spin the wheel call. Your name got picked, and we're calling you on live.
Let's go.
Let's go. What do you want to say to the rest of the league about your team and about the league at large, and maybe any specific person you want to call out and call them a name?
I just want to say that the entire league lucked out that my team did not pan out.
They've lucked out for the 6th consecutive year in a row that Brayson's team sucked.
Yep. My season is probably down the drain if I lose this week. And somebody I want to call out, probably for Hayden for trying to keep getting Devontae Smith from me.
There you go.
Yeah, I tried to tell you, complacency gets you killed, man, and you've dug half your grave already.
Hold your ground, Bray. Hold your ground.
I have. Grayson didn't respond to my trade offer before he pulled that big dog.
Yeah, well, I liked your last offer, I did, but unfortunately Zay was included in that Mondo deal, so.
Damn, would have been nice to participate in a 14 trade.
Hey, man.
Damn it, Grayson. You kept us from this?
Hey, it's not too late, man.
Brayson, this is the first I'm hearing of this. We'll chat offline.
Yeah.
Hey, who you picking this week? You got yourself or you got Ed?
Oh, I just got done looking at the lineups. I think if Lockett doesn't play, then I like my chance pretty good.
What does Lockett have? Oh, Jackson
Yeah,
Smith-Njigba.
Jason.
Gotcha.
I
I
like
agree
that
with you,
analysis.
man. Two of the people on this table right now picked you to win, and I think you know who took Ed.
I picked you to lose.
Hell yeah!
I told-
I'm gonna screw ball tonight again.
I told you I've been rooting for your downfall ever since that bullshit where you won't trade me Devontae Smith.
Yeah, he's like my best player left. So
Well, yeah. Maybe if you would have asked who I was trying to give you for him, you could have gotten a CD Lamb.
yeah, I could have, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you picking up. We love you a lot. You want to come watch football on Sunday?
Shit, I'm hanging out with my girlfriend this Sunday, but let me know. I'll come another Sunday.
All right. Perfect. I'll hold you to that.
But I just want to shout out the Saints defense. Let's hope that Bo Nix does something fucking stupid the rest of the game.
All right. Well, they are getting close to scoring. They're at the 7-yard line right now.
That's awesome. I hope he fumbles. Down.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you soon, brother man.
Thanks for calling in, Bray. Or
Of
thanks for
course.
picking up.
See ya.
And that's our new segment, Wheel of Names.
That's what we're naming it?
Yeah, Wheel of Names. And that's just what the website's called that I just did that on. So
Perfect.
thanks for picking up, Bray. Hey, maybe next week you, the listener, can be called into this podcast. So
Yeah.
be ready, stay ready, keep on your toes.
And that's all, huh?
We'll see you next week.
Later.
Beep, 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 beep.
K-word, 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 K-word.